It's called the choir.
Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I want a seat. There's a nice seat in the other room, but so thank you for coming. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're only missing like 4. That's not bad. That's not bad. I need more singers. I need between like 16 and 24, preferably on the 24 side. So if you have friends that would like to sing with you, by all means, invite them. Give them my phone number. Tell them to text me. That's great. Tonight we're gonna just talk through some things. I'd like to get into the music as much as we can, but I know especially the sopranos are gonna be, since there's only like. Yeah. But anyway, so we'll get into some music in a few minutes, and then I'd like to kind of talk through each of the pieces that I have, just to give you like a little preview of what we're going to be going over, because I have a lot of interesting pieces, things that you'll listen to and be like, where in the world did you find that? Who has not been to a choral recital before? Okay, so most of you have. That's fine, that's fine. I didn't go to one until my sophomore year. And that's when I decided that I was switching to conducting, because I was piano before, and I didn't want to be piano anymore. Yes. No hate against piano, because I did love my lessons with Dr. Gonzalez. But I was not cut out for the piano program. So yeah, a lot of times, choral conducting does have some more freedom with like more entertaining pieces. And we have a lot of more entertaining pieces. And I'll play some clips from them in a minute and everything. I have a YouTube playlist that I'll send to you of all of the songs, so you can listen to them if you'd like. Let's go over this PowerPoint thing that I'm having. Rehearsal times. First things first, is anybody not able to make it to the Tuesday one? Tuesdays at 8? Is that good with everybody? Do you have?
I work from 5 to 9.
Okay. Let me write these things down.
Now, if you left an hour early,
They wouldn't even notice.
Exactly.
Alright, so
That's
not right.
4 people.
For the Friday one, I hate that it's on Friday, and you probably feel the same, because like Friday nights, you want to use that time
you were here
to do
Monday
things.
through Thursday.
You
know.
Yes. So everybody that's recitaling this semester, since they got cut off short last semester, is doing 3 rehearsals. And so there's, 4 or 5? And that's just undergrad. That's not including the graduate students. So there's hours upon hours of rehearsal times that are Monday through Thursday, and then there's nothing on Friday because nobody wants it. So that's what I kind of got stuck with. I have plans to move that to a Thursday at 8 p.m. after Hannah's recital, which is October 15th. Does that conflict with anybody's schedule, Thursdays at 8?
That's the work.
Also work? Okay.
Work from 5 to 9. Tuesdays to on Sunday.
So I'd like to switch it to a different time. Right now I'm signed up for Thursdays at 8, but if we can pick a better time. So the one that's on Fridays temporarily. Does 6:30 work better or worse for everybody? If you prefer 6, can you raise your hand? I know that some people on Fridays, because I know that, you can put your hands down, let me explain more. The people that have chapel at 5 get out at 5:45, and then they need to like run and eat and try to come back, and so I know that 30 minutes pushing it later would kind of help some people. So if that would help you, so if you would prefer 6:30, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of 6. If you would prefer 6:30 over 6, which would then make it end at 7:30, which is kind of later, and I was wanting to get it out of the way, which is why I made it 6 o'clock. But I know that there's some scheduling conflicts. So if you would prefer 6:30 over 6 o'clock, raise your hand so I can see.
Honestly, I just want to take out and I'm going to meet after this. It's fine.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
Your work.
6:15.
6:02.
And we need it 6:07 and 35 seconds.
Yeah, that's probably about the
Okay, so 6:07 from now on. late because you were getting dinner, that's fine. You know, the earlier the better, but I know I've shown up late for rehearsals because I was at dinner. I would never. No, never. So yeah. There was something else I was going to say to that. If you can't make it to a rehearsal, all of my rehearsals will be videoed and hopefully available on YouTube, so you can go back and watch them if you'd like. It would be helpful, and you wouldn't even have to like watch all of the, just like your parts, and you kind of skip through it. Preferably be here. You know, I can't have a rehearsal where nobody shows up and we're pretending to sing. So yeah, that would not go over very well. So I would like everybody here if possible, but I know some people have like work, or I know you have your recital that you're preparing for and won't be available too much. It's a busy time. So if you're not able to make it, but want to go back and watch the videos so you're kind of more familiar with the music, so it's not like you show up and you're like, I don't know what these songs are. That should be available to you. I'll text out a link to a playlist. Hopefully, if I need to get it up. My teacher watches them and gives feedback, so that's why they're videoed. But I'm hoping to get them on YouTube so you all can take advantage of those as well. Okay, communication. I have that up there because right now I'm texting everybody, and I'm texting everybody the same message but individually because I don't want like 30,000 group message responses, because I know that can get annoying. I've thought about getting, like, there are apps for groups like choirs or bands or whatever, and they can like very easily communicate. Is there, if you would use that, like if I made an account on like a choir kind of app, would you, like, raise your hand if you would actually use that, like you would download it and wouldn't know, right? Because I know that I know that it would be, okay, so most of you, I might do that. I know, yes, I know space can be, if you've got like a 16 gig phone, I've been there. So I'll look into that more. If you know of any app that you would use in the past
Have you used
and want
GroupMe?
to use what?
GroupMe? I already have the GroupMe app.
GroupMe?
Yes.
That's what our Christian service is.
Ah, okay, I've not heard of that, so I'll check into that.
Pretty handy.
Yes, I've used an app called Band, and it's been a long time, so I don't really remember what it was like, but I remember using it, so. But I'll look into the GroupMe. Is it one word or two words?
Yes, very good. I think it is.
It looks
Rehearsal
like
videos, I already mentioned that. I'm sorry,
It looks like a blue app with like a white bubble with like a number sign.
I'll show you after.
Thank you. Music. I actually forgot to tell anybody, but I sat music out in the back. So if you want to go ahead and grab the music out. I forgot to tell anybody. So I have 4 pieces over there right now.
No, you got 3.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a second.
We'll see.
Oh, do you have? Oh.
Oh, wait, mine are mixed up. I have 3, 5, 5, and 7.
Yeah, I got 3, 3, 1.
Do you care what numbers we
It
get?
does not matter what number tonight. I will have folders for you soon.
50 cents, Walmart.
I have a bunch of folders, and I'll tell you my story in a minute.
Credit.
It's a sexual magical.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's not Latin, so it's.
Hey, oh.
Did you move so I will have folders for everybody, and like you'll have your own number soon. Here's my story with that. I didn't need like any books this semester, barely. So I had like $100 in that textbook credit they gave us left over. And I was like, I'm gonna buy folders. And I went to the campus store and they had like 11 black folders. And then I ended up buying like 14 bright red folders. And I'd really like them all to be black, but they haven't restocked them, so I can't like exchange them yet. So hopefully like over the weekend they,
So you're just gonna exchange it for like the credit for.
well, because I had that credit, it was expiring. So I was like, I'm gonna buy all these black folders and I'll buy all these red ones too. And I'll just exchange the red ones for the black ones. Yeah. So hopefully they replace them. And then I'll let you have like all the music. But this is just what I planned on going over tonight a little bit. If you just want to look at these real quick, Let the Song Begin will probably be our first piece in the recital for obvious reasons. I have this song at the beginning, I have a song at the very end called Goodbye, and there's a song in the middle, right before the intermission, called The Quick Break. So it's kind of a,
You will not be confused.
yes, it's very outlined very well. So I've got Let the Song Begin. This is a cappella, so we're beginning a cappella, so hopefully that was a good decision. So we will need to look at this one, but it's not hard. It's a madrigal, if that means anything to you. I would have known before I came to college really what a madrigal was, so it's kind of got a different kind of sound, like an old sound, but anyway. There's another one or two kind of madrigals, so we have a couple songs that sound like this. Tres Canciones, okay, that was really, Tres Canciones de los Elementos. This is a song that I sang in high school. It's in Spanish. A lot of I know Sarah has, you have one or two Latin songs.
Just one, I think.
You have the one Latin song, Hannah has like two Latin songs. I figured Spanish was more accessible, like most people know how to pronounce Spanish words, even if you haven't even if you don't know what they mean, you can say them. So I chose a Spanish song. This one's also only 3 parts, so it won't be too hard to learn. It's three songs about the elements, you can see there. And the first one is about the wind, right? Yes, the wind. The second one's about the rain, and the third one's about fire. And that one's really, really cool. And we'll get into that in a minute. The third one I have here is a social madrigal, which is one of our more entertaining ones. Let's go ahead and right now look at the words to this song. A sheep herder sprightly would court a maiden frugal. He called her fortnightly by playing on his bugle, and so she did research him on Google. So this is all about social media, but it's supposed to sound really old, but it's kind of set in a modern, so it's very bizarre, but very funny. And then there's a bunch of the next verse, and she's stalking him on Google, I like that. The maiden so lovely, full of charm and grace, took her cat's cutest picture and posted it apace. Look, her love said, while friending her on Facebook. And then you do the Facebook little thing there. He liked her on Facebook. The shepherd so handsome did make her heart to flitter. The lady so winsome he knew he should commit her. So he briefly proposed to her on Twitter. Sadly their romance had far too soon an end. Her reply to his love note he could not comprehend. Her mistake was to message him on Friendster, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Friendster.
Okay, what's that?
I had not heard of it. It actually was a social media thing, but did not catch on. I've thought about maybe changing that to MySpace, because I know that's kind of more, everybody knows what MySpace is, and nobody uses MySpace anymore. So that's kind of the, oh, and then if you look here, there's a bunch of LOLs and ROTFLs that we get to do. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. And hopefully, everyone likes it. Hopefully we need to work on being able to pronounce the words, because the words are very important in that song.
Yeah, we're going to have to work really hard on not laughing while we're singing.
Yes. Several of my songs will have to do a lot so that we can say them with straight faces. Is anybody familiar with Animal Crackers by Eric Whitacre? You know the name at least.
Yeah.
They're very interesting, but they're more difficult than this one. The social madrigal is only 3 parts. It's not hard to learn. But Animal Crackers, Eric Whitacre, if you've heard anything by him, he's a more difficult composer. But we have really short songs by him, so they won't take an absurd amount of time to learn. But they're very, very cool, very bizarre. I'll play them in a minute here. And then we've got Across the Vast Eternal Sky. It's the last one I have for today. This one's going to be one that we'll probably look at almost every rehearsal, because it is 8 parts, not just 4. So before we leave tonight, don't let me forget, I want to know if you prefer to sing first soprano or second soprano, first alto, etc. First being the higher of the two, second being the lower of the two, if you weren't familiar with that. Because, yeah, it's 8 parts, so I need 2 separate soprano parts, 2 separate alto parts, tenor parts, bass parts. Sometimes they kind of sing the same thing, like this first page here, the sopranos 1 and 2 sing the same line. But it's going to be, as you can see, each system takes up like an entire page for most of the thing, which is why it's like 20 pages long. It's a beautiful song, and I'll play this one so we can hear it. Chamber Ensemble sang this my freshman year, and it was like my favorite thing that they sang for that like concert. So this one is more difficult, we will need to spend time on it, but it's very, very cool. It's about like a phoenix. The words are in the beginning here, and I'll read them right now. It says, "Weary I fly across the vast eternal sky, high in the heavens where awaits my destiny. Gray skies are thickening, soon now my time will come, time to return home across the vast eternal sky." That part right there isn't even in the song, I don't believe. Where it starts is that third stanza. It's when I was young, I flew in the velvet night, shining by day, a firebird bathed in light. Gray now my feathers, which once were red and gold, my destiny to soar up to the sunlight. Sunlight shines on my face, this is my grace to be restored, born again in flame. Do not despair that I am gone away, I will appear again when the sunset paints flames across the vast eternal sky. And the music is insanely beautiful, and I'll play it in a minute. Just to run through some of the other songs that I have, that I don't have with me today, but just to give an overview, I have the list right here. We will be singing, who's familiar with the video game Cuphead? Okay, not too many. The guys have a barbershop quartet piece from, that's the Quick Break song. It's very cool, and I'll play at least a couple seconds of that in a minute. A Social Madrigal, which we've seen across the vast eternal sky. Glory to God in the Highest from Handel's Messiah. Who's familiar with that? It's not a super well-known one, but it's not the Hallelujah chorus, so everybody knows that song. But I tried to pick one that wasn't too difficult, because the Messiah can be difficult to sing depending on what you're singing from it. So Sarah knows what I'm talking about. Animal crackers. Right now, I'm planning on doing 2 of them. I was planning on doing 3 and had to drop one, so we might add another one, but maybe not. They're literally like a minute or less, but they're more difficult, so we will have to work on them. But they're so short that I don't think it's leaving like a time gap in my plan. So depending on where we're at toward the end, we might add one. But right now I'm doing the Panther and the Canary, and I'll play those for you in a minute. Farewell, Dear Love is another one of the madrigal kind of songs. Gloria from that work that I can't pronounce. It's something by Haydn. It's some gigantic word that I'm not going to even try to spell it. The girls will be singing that one by themselves, so there's like an all guys piece and all girls piece. Let the Song Begin, which we've seen. Thou, O Lord, by the Prestonwood Choir. Does anybody know that?
Yeah.
You've heard it probably because Rosedale sings it. Yeah. That's a really cool piece, and I'm excited that we get to do that. And then Tres Canciones. I think that's everything. That's everything on this list here, but I might have forgotten to add. Oh, there's a song called Waiting for the Morning. Do you remember that one? Because we sang that in high school. Were you in choir then, or no?
I feel like I remember it.
Yeah. So you were though, right? Yeah. And Andrew was, so a couple of people familiar with it would be a good starting point. So that one's a spiritual. So that one's more fun to sing. But it's a more serious one. A lot of the ones. Oh, I did say goodbye. The goodbye song's on here too. A Quick Break is funny. A Social Madrigal is funny. Animal Crackers. Goodbye. Yeah. So I tried to get a somewhat good balance of like funny songs and more serious songs. So Let me play. So this is the one from Cuphead.
It's nice to rest your eyes and maybe go outside. Grab a book and get some air. So what are you waiting for? Why not take a quick break?
So this will be going before the intermission, just because we're taking a break. A social magical, I don't know yet, but there is a digital harpsichord on campus, and I would love to be able to get the accompaniment with that, because I think it would be really funny. So this is beautiful, and when Chamber did it, they had a string quartet in the beginning. Well, actually throughout the whole thing, but in the beginning there's only a string quartet accompanying it. We'll have to use the piano because I can't have a string quartet in my recital, unfortunately, but it's very cool. Yes, we can have like one song with one instrument that's not a keyboard instrument. This is a song from Messiah. I only play like a little bit of it so you can kind of. So who's heard this before? Like, does it sound familiar? Familiar-ish? Okay. I tried to pick one that was like most of the audience would have at least heard before, you know, so it's not like, what is this song? Animal Crackers. This one's fun, and because it's less than a minute, I'm gonna play the whole thing because this one's listen to the words as best you can. Which is like the best line in the whole song. And okay, we're not doing the cow, but the cow is listen to how it starts just to appreciate it. There's not oohing here. These songs are ridiculous, but in the best way possible. The canary can be a lot of fun. It can also sound kind of annoying, but that's the purpose. There was a grad student who made this one.
Yeah, I think I've heard this.
Yeah, it's been almost as long as I've listened to. So it just like goes over and over, but the phrase is never there, so it's kind of purposefully. Yes. And have you seen videos of the pianist at the end there? I've seen videos where that last, I don't even know if you'd call it a chord, at the end there, the pianist literally goes like, boom, on the keyboard. Yeah. Very, very fun. Farewell, Dear Love. I've got 2 recordings on here. This one I thought sounded really nice, but it's only 4 people, so I got this one as quiet. But just for the sake of playing. Gloria, this is the all ladies piece.
Let the song begin.
Hi, Stacy.
This is a very cool song. I was thinking about doing, what was the other one I was thinking about? Do you know? Because I talked to you guys last semester about it. It had too many like solo parts in it, and I was like, it's not gonna work, but yeah, this one's awesome. This one's very cool and has a lot of repetition, but it's like changing keys constantly, so it's a little more interesting, and we'll have to try to make it more interesting so it doesn't sound like we're repeating the same thing over and over. I really like what it does though, because it kind of goes between the parts, singing different phrases and stuff. It's cool. Does anybody know what this is? Many are they increase the treble D, many are they. Does anybody know what that passage is? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's like a psalm, I promise. Verse. It's on but it's very cool when you're singing it. Canciones I have on here on the playlist. This is unfortunately the best version on YouTube. I'm not going to play this one because there's a better recording on J.W. Pepper, so I'll play that in a minute. This is like a middle school or high school choir, and they're not like, they're doing good, but they're not doing great. So we will hopefully sound better than them. And I'll play the other recording in a minute. This is Waiting for the Morning. I'm going to play the Canciones one, at least the first, there it is. The first song of the three. And just a sneak peek of the next one, and then I'll sneak peek of the Fuego one. Doesn't got a very colorful sound. The three songs are very different. The first one's kind of like nice and mellow. This is a little playful and that. We got Fuego. The words are really hard on this one. It's gonna take so long to learn the word Fuego. What was the lyrics? No. What was that one called? So we've got like 13 minutes left. So let's look at Let the Song Begin for a minute. And I'd like to at least go through the words of the Spanish one so we're getting that in our heads. While you're getting that out, I found some music themes I was going to show you.
Yes.
This is a joke. If you're getting bitter, that's fine too.
Sounds good.
This is very accurate, I feel like. SpongeBob portrays the worst parts. Yeah, I like this one. And then we have this one I feel like on a very personal level, and the music majors in the room will understand this. My singing abilities are like not what they should be in professional musician. Yeah, so yes. Let's go ahead and get into the Let the Song Begin. This one's an acapella one, and the sopranos start us off. Could you play the first, like 2.5 measures for us, please? Okay, can we try to sing that? I know there's only 2 of you right now, but I will sing with you too. If that makes it better. I don't know if that makes it better, but. Okay, ready? Let the song begin with a joyful noise. Boys, I said the wrong words. See, I made it worse. Awesome. That should be fairly simple. I'm going to add the altos now because they come in on the word with while the sopranos are singing. You come in and say, let the song begin. So could you put that for us? Can you play that first one again? Can you hum that for me, please? Sing, ready, 1. My bad. I'm going to give you that first 1. Hold on. I can't count. 1. Let the song begin. I was thinking of it 4/4, and it's in 2/2, so that kind of changes things. Can you give us that one more time? Ready, sing. Let the song begin. Yes, one more time. Ready, sing. keep doing it in 4/4. It's not in 4/4. Ready? Let the song begin. Yes. Tenors. Yes, the basses don't sing quite yet. So tenors. You will come in on the second beat of measure 3. Can you play that for us? Let the song be. Go, play that for me again. Let the song begin with a joy. Is that the right note? Joyful. Okay. Well, let's try to hum that together while she plays. So, just like the altos, I'll give you 1 beat in 2/2. So, ready, and... Alright, one more time. Ready, and... Alright, let's see if we can put the words to it. 1, 2... Let the song begin with a joyful... Nice. Let's add the basses. You just say with the joyful there. That's all we're gonna work on for right now. So you got a nice. Oh, and it's all the same note too. You should be able to get this. If you want to get that one, go ahead and try. Okay, can you play that one more time? That note for us. Everyone sing that. And we're gonna just go ahead right with the words. It's not. You should be able to get it, I think. And. Yeah, we're just going to stop there for now. I'd like to see if we can get the, yeah. So let's see if we can add that all together. Soprano starting us off. I'll try to cue you in as best as I possibly can. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you. I was forgetting something. I'll do it. Good. Let the song sight reading along to it too. It's amazing. Let's see if we can start at the beginning and see how far we can sight read. Maybe the first page, maybe onto the second. Alright, let's start with sopranos again. No, please. My mouth gets so dry. Where'd I put my water?
I know, right? You're like,
Yes.
like I promise. I'm not sick. I just can't talk.
And with like the mask and everything, I feel like I'm screaming all the time, and like my voice just gets like, ugh. So hopefully, I'm singing in 3 choirs too, 3 recital choirs. So like, I've got 9 hours of practice. Well, not quite, because some of them overlap and I can't go to both. So I've got roughly like 7 hours of rehearsal that's not even school related. So pray for my throat. Can you give us that note again? Ready? We'll try to take it a little slower since we're going to sight read some. Let the song begin, let the song begin, let the song begin with a joyful, with a joyful, joyful voice. Let us now rejoice. Let the song begin again. Let the song begin. That was so much better than I was honestly expecting. Not to say that like I didn't expect you to do a good job, but like I've been impressed again. Professional musician. When you say you read like one note correct, that is me. So I'm like very you did amazing. We've got 7 minutes left. Let's go to Tres Canciones. As much as I'd love to get to the 8-part one, I'm not sure that's the best idea for tonight. And the social magical would be awesome to get to too, but let's go ahead and now Andrew knows how to pronounce Spanish words. I was hoping he'd be here to like correct me if I was wrong, but we're just gonna say that I'm saying them all correctly. So I'm gonna say that if you look at the first page here, it says pronunciation and translation guide. So there's all the words right there. We're just gonna speed through them. I'm gonna say it and just repeat it back to me. So we got escuchar, al viento, soplando por la noche. la,
La,
paz,
paz,
para,
para,
todos.
todos.
Now let's see if we can put the phrases together. It shouldn't be that hard. I think you want to have like al and por. Escuchar al viento.
Escuchar al viento,
Soplando por la noche.
soplando por la noche.
Respirar la paz para todos.
Respirar la paz para todos.
Very nice. Let's see if we can get this first page or two with the notes now that you know the words. I'm going to start with the words, and hopefully that works. I know that the people that are doing Latin are kind of starting on just like tas, but I kind of find it hard to put the Latin words with the melody I already know, and I'm trying to read the Latin, and I'm just like, oh. So hopefully, since the words aren't crazy in the song, and there's a lot of repeating the same words over and over, it won't be too bad to just jump right in with them. So if you would give us the ladies' first note, please. I'm going to have the sopranos and the altos sing at the same time because it's unison up until that last measure of these first two, measure 5 and 6 right here. So you're saying unison for the first half of it. So can you play that for us, please? Could you play it for us?
No, Molly, sorry.
Let's go ahead and sing that. Very simple. Now that you've heard it, it should be very familiar. Not very familiar, but you get the idea. Sorry. I'm telling you, my mouth is like so dry. Oh man, the screen went off. How long has that been like that?
At least it's not a slideshow of your engagement pictures. That
Of what?
What?
Did your engagement pictures show up? That's awesome. I don't think
slideshow, like you're the last one. I have no idea. That's great.
What is this? No, okay, so I teach kids camp at my church. And when I first started, I was using my computer and I had it set to like the backgrounds were the same thing. And for my background, like up here, I have a bunch of like Mario things that like just cycle through. And every time one would come up, they'd be like, oh my goodness! And so I had to just make it that generic like poof of space dust. So they didn't like scream every time Mario or Zelda came up on the screen. So yes, that's the most experience I've had with unexpected, yeah. Could you play that first note with us again? I started coughing then. Alright, this is in 3-3, 3-4. I don't even know what 3. Nice. Now let's add the guys in. Guys, again, this is one of the 3-part songs, so the tenors and basses are singing the same line. Right now it's not going to be like a problem, but keeping in mind for the future, once it's kind of all coming together, there's 3 parts, and all of the guys are composing one of the parts. So be mindful that you're not overpowering the ladies, because in the end there will be a lot more of you singing that one part than there are like the sopranos and the altos singing that part. So could you give us that first note? I think you'll be able to sight read it and feel like professional musicians. One more time, please. Can you hum that? Ready, sing. Escuchar al viento soplando por la noche. Nice. Let's see if we can just sing that from the beginning all together, and then we'll see how far we can sight read along with it. Because it's not very hard, especially, I mean, the guys are all pretty much stepwise motions. It's not very difficult. The more difficultness will come into play when we have fuego, and it's kind of mixed meter and very intense. This is pretty simple, so. No, I'll let you go. We've got like 30 seconds left, so I'm not gonna make you sing it again. Thank you for coming tonight. I know I talked for like most of the time, but I wanted to kind of show you the songs that we're doing so we can get excited about singing about Panthers. Yes, please. Do what? It does not matter. I'm gonna reorganize and make sure guys. I was hoping to get you out a few minutes early, but time.
It's fun. I don't do it as much.